Welcome to Recon TV. Today's episode features Recon's new LED fender lenses. It's for the 07 to 09 JK Wrangler. Product comes in shipped in this box. The only thing included in this box is the two bulbs themselves, which I have removed the cover. They're both labeled left and right, and here I'm going to show you how to install them. Now, in order to get this light exposed, we have to remove a couple of the pop clips inside the fender itself to get them out. These might be a little bit tricky, but with the proper tools, proper equipment, you can get it done pretty quick. Now, majority of the time, some people cut them off and just replace the clips. For a budget build, obviously you don't want to have to replace these clips. They can be an unneeded expense that you don't want. This is what you're dealing with on the inside. So you repeat these processes, the steps, as many times as you need to get the light out. I want to start by disconnecting the light itself. There's just a connector on here. Push connector, pops right out, exposes the wire. The next thing we have to do is get to the actual lens itself, pop it out, install the new Recon, plug it back in. It's that simple. What we need to do is remove these little pins on the inside of the fender to pop this out and give us enough room to work it, to pop this old lens out, put the new Recon one in. There's a special tool for removing these rivets, but I've found if you want to make your own at-home tool, you're only going to do this a couple of times. If you take a pair of channel locks, put a socket on here that's going to fit over the back of these clips, take the socket, put it behind there, press it down with the channel locks, and whatever you have, you can use an awl, or what I like to use is an Allen key that's small enough to fit inside the hole. Then what I do from the front side is you need to push that little pin in. I put the socket on the back side of it. Using just a standard socket, we can put the socket on the spreadable side of the actual button itself and put just a standard Allen key on the inside of here to punch it out. Once you get the flow of it and understand how it works, it pops right out. Now I'll push the pin out and it's all spread out. Then with just a screwdriver, get it under there, push it out a little bit. And then using the needle nose on the inside as best as possible, that way we're not messing up the clip. Just slide it right out. Now obviously you're going to have a little maneuvering to do to get this out of here, but instead of breaking the clip and having to go buy a new one, you can reuse that one without a problem. So you repeat these processes, the steps, as many times as you need to get the light out. Now, with both pins out, we can slide it out of the way enough to pop this top clip forward. As it goes forward, the two latchings on the bottom pop out. With a little finessing, you can get the fender pulled away enough to get this light out and get the new one popped in there easy enough. Alright, now we can install the new one. They're labeled left and right already, but what I would recommend doing is just to double check, match it up with the side that you're looking at, and pop it back in there. Start by putting the wire in first. Pop the wire through, find the hole that we just popped it out of. Make sure the bottoms are clipped in first. There we go. It automatically popped in very nice and neat for us. So once you get that done, you can realign everything. Now it's in there. Bottom will clip first. Put these two pins or the hooks inside of it first, and then the top part will just pop through the stock hole that you were just pushing it through. All right, now that we got the new LED in, we have to convert the clip over. It's actually, we're going to be hardwiring it using heat shrink connectors. This old clip is actually going to go. What I like doing to make it look like a manufactured installed product is reusing as much of the old wire loom as possible. And we can cut it up here and we can shield it. Might have to use a little bit larger wire loom to hide the actual connectors itself, but it'll make it look like a nice OEM look. Okay, once you have both ends clipped off, this is the OEM side and this is the new Recon light side. Go ahead and strip each wire. Then what we can do is just using the standard butt connectors. This one's actually heat shrink and butt connector all the same. You can use just the cheap butt connectors with the heat shrink, which will work perfectly fine on this. I'm gonna get 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay, now that those are crimped, get out the heat gun, heat those up. Like I said, if you're just using regular heat shrink tubing, heat them up at this point. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it back up with stock OEM loom, add a little bit larger loom to cover these up, make it look nice and neat. All right, now that the wires are all nice and heat shrunk with the butt connectors, we can get the loom back on here. Covers the old wires pretty nice. So we're going to use a little bit larger loom to cover the actual connectors up itself. And then once we're done with that, we can test them out, see the difference between the OEM ones and the new Recon smoked LED fender lights. Okay, what I highly recommend doing is pre-prepping them before you put in. Considering you have a tight workspace to work with, putting the heat shrink connectors on there, or just the standard butt connectors on there first, and then putting it in there in the fender is going to save you a lot of aggravation. Alright, now that we got it all buttoned back up, wires all done, everything installed, we can actually try it out now. Product came out great. Looks great too. While it's on, when it's off, matches the fender perfect. Until next time, I'm your how-to guy with Recon Truck Accessories. Have a good one.